Hey guys, what's good? What's poppin'? What's up, my dudes, my dudettes, and welcome back to another video. So, welcome to another hair install. Okay, we're gonna be. So the wig I'm gonna be installing in today's video is this. I believe it's 99J. That's the color of this wine shade. It's from Tinashe Hair Company. It was dyed by them because y'all, I cannot dye hair, so I love getting pre-dyed hair because I'm not a colorist, okay? I can't even study wigs. When it comes to dyeing, that's not me, babes. That's not me. But yes, this is their body wave. This is a 26 inches, 180% density, and it's looking like just regular, probably transparent lace because it's looking a little bit ghostly and white, so I'm assuming it's going to be transparent lace. I did pluck the hair. I plucked it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, the knots on this unit were a little bit big, so I couldn't pluck too much without being like scared of plucking a hole. Did I even pluck a hole? So it's like I had to do like a minimal plucking just to avoid getting a hole in it. If you notice when you're plucking and the knots are not pulling out easily, then they're probably too big, and just stop plucking while you're ahead. Anywho, so let's get into our install. First thing I'm gonna do is tint the lace because, like I did mention, it is a bit ghostly. I picked this up recently. I used to use this, the Ruby Kisses cream foundation. I used to use this back then, but I don't know why I stopped using it. This is in shade 11. It has two different shades, a lighter and a darker one. I'm gonna use the darker one, and I'm just gonna buff that into the lace. I'm also gonna put some over the lace since it's a little bit, I can tell the lace is gonna be way lighter on my head, so I wanna make sure I get a very opaque coverage with this concealer. Cool, y'all see that? Yeah, she's tinted. I'm gonna use my blow dryer to just set all of this up so it's not like, you know, making a mess and mixing with the spray later. So I'm putting on a wig cap, and I only wear wig caps just to help protect my braids from getting caught in the clips. They last longer. I usually use any color wig cap I like I use black, whatever. Some wig caps, depending on the color of the lace or how thin the lace, you might need to use like your own skin tone or use foundation. But typically if I just push the wig cap far back enough to where the frontal itself, the lace itself is not showing, like you gotta make sure you pull it back. Hopefully it won't show. If it shows, then I'll put foundation over it. Now we're gonna put our wig on. Okay, so you can see it's not showing, like it's showing like up here, but it's really not that deep. Like some concealer will help all of that mesh blend in. Alright, now before I go in and start gluing everything down, I gotta cut off these thick little side taps right here. Snip, snip away. Using the Ebon Wonder Lace spray and the red one. Bestie, love her. And a little tip for you guys that are having issues probably with like your lace crusting up or too much residue, or just you feel like it's just not working with you. What I do when I spray this is I like to spray it as close to the hairline as I can, and I use my fingers, you see, to just help spread that product around. And I try to make sure I'm getting it mainly here on the lace, like not up here up in the hair, but like down here up in the lace where the lace, you know, starts on my head. Yeah, you'll get some in your hair, but that's fine. Just try to like minimize it as possible. Use my fingers, make sure it's all spread around evenly. And then I like to go in with a rat tail comb and my blow dryer on a cool, not hot, cool setting, because if it's too hot, it'll dry too fast, become too tacky, and it's gonna get all that gummy messiness, which is annoying. So I'm gonna get my blow dryer on a warm setting and start to press down the lace. Another thing too, I'm just turning this off. I also like comb through, like as I'm combing through the hair to help make sure it's not getting sticky because of spray. I'm using this part to push down the lace in that same motion. Kind of like a hot comb, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to cut off the lace, and I'm going to use a brow razor to cut it, because you know that just helps it lay more naturally on your head. Because sometimes when you use scissors to cut, especially if you're not trying to like cut in a jagged motion, that straight across line you get from cutting with scissors is just going to sit like stiffly on your head. Like, you don't want to have that wiggy mark. There's a little bit of lifting going on, so I'm going to spray again just to get all that lifting. I'm going to go in with an elastic band just to make sure everything is stuck one more time before I proceed to swoop the baby hairs. Oop, JK. Try that again. While my lace is simmering, I'm going to go ahead and just part my hair out and press it out with my hot comb. Pull this down so I can see it. I'm so trash when it comes to like getting a perfect middle part. That's why I love when the wigs come pre-parted for you, but I'm gonna try my best to part this out. So typically, to help me get my hair really flat, I would use some of this wax stick, and I still love using the wax stick for getting my hair really pressed, but recently I've realized if I use too much of the wax, it can get the hair too greasy, so be light-handed. But a new alternative I've been using is actually styling wrap mousse, and this works just as well without getting it all greasy. So I just like to put that in there. I'm not going to use too much because I don't want to get the wig like super wet, but this works just as well. You got to make sure you're getting it all up in the hair. And then what I'm going to do now is just comb that product out so it's getting all up to the hair, and just comb the hair the way I want it to be. This kind of helps me not have to use as much wax. I use my hot comb and just press it all down. I really want this to be flat, so I'm going to take my time and go in section by section and just, you know, press this hair out. This is the only way you don't get the flattest wig ever, is if you take your time to press it out. I do have a recent tutorial where I talk about how I get my wig super flat, and in that one I use the wax stick in every section, and that did get my wig really flat, but at the same time I ended up having like not super greasy, but the hair was greasy enough where I had to like wash it out later. So I find using the mousse works better, and just taking your time like this to press the hair out section by section. Another thing, after watching my friends use their hot comb, I realized some of y'all don't be using your hot comb the right way. When you're using your hot comb, you're not just combing the hair like you would a comb. You gotta use this back part right here and this part to really take a moment and take your time. Go slow and really be pressing that hair down, like, cause you know, it's a lace wig. It can take a little more heat, and just press that wig down. Like, take your time, go slow, and make sure your wig is off. Your hot comb is on high heat. Like mine's right now is on 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So make sure she's hot. That's the only way it's gonna work. For this, I'm gonna add a little bit of wax since I haven't used any so far. Because you can use a little bit. It's when you start using too much, like I was in that video. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this side off camera and we can start doing the rest. All right, that's good for now because we're definitely gonna be pressing the hair out later some. But just as a start, pin my hair back so I can see what the frick I'm doing. Ooh. Okay, you see that? She's melted. I wish I could pluck the hair a bit more, but like I said, the knots was a little big. I was not trying to make a hole into it. Just gonna comb this out a bit. Now we're gonna pull out our baby hairs. And then I'm gonna spray this to help pull the baby hairs down. And also this kind of just helps the lace stay down too. Oh, yikes. Now I'm gonna use this little razor comb to just help cut the baby hairs. Try my hardest not to cut off my eyebrows. For my baby hairs, I'm gonna use our Old Faithful Eco Styler. We love her.
If I died with tears come to her eyes, but nah, you wouldn't understand. I reached my peak, I can't speak. Call my nigga cheek, tell him that my will is weak.
Now to set everything in place, I'm gonna go in with the elastic band again. Try not to make it too tight because I don't want the baby hairs to crinkle up. So the next clips is me the next day because my camera died and I was in the mood to charge it because I was starting to get a headache. So I was like, I'm just gonna style this the next day. So here I'm just doing some simple flat iron curls, just curling them to the back and pinning them to help them cool. I would say this hair didn't hold the best of a curl initially. I had to use hairspray to help it to hold its curl. It gave more of a loose type of wave, but it was still pretty cute.
Nah, you wouldn't understand. I reached my peak, I can't speak. Call my nigga cheek, tell him that my will is weak. If I died with tears come to her eyes, but nah, you wouldn't understand. I reached my peak, I can't speak. Call my nigga cheek, tell him that my will is weak. wonder if I died with tears come to her eyes. But nah, you wouldn't understand. I reached my peak, I can't speak. Call my nigga cheek, tell him that my will is weak. I wonder if I died with tears come to her eyes. But nah, you wouldn't understand.
Okay, now that I'm done curling, I'm using some concealer in the middle of the part, you know, just to help the part pop and look more defined. And I'm using the lighter shade of that Ruby Kisses foundation that I mentioned earlier. Now I'm just taking down my curls, and all I do is just, run my fingers through it to help loosen them up a bit, and boom, bam, she's ready.